what we'll do, we'll talk about TSA. And if you guys have a topic, we'll go over the topic. I do want to just talk about the TSA real quick, in the flights. And yesterday I made the decision. I'm not coming back to the States, guys. I was going to go back for Thanksgiving. October 6th was my 2-year anniversary. I was going to go back home for Thanksgiving. But with this shutdown and me potentially not getting a full check till November, mid-November, December, I can't go back home. So I won't be going home this year. Maybe in 26 I'll touch American soil again. But until then, I'll just be here. All right, let me see something. What is this? 2 weeks ago? No, I was gonna come back. I was gonna come back for Thanksgiving. I was gonna fly out here Thursday. I was gonna fly out Thursday, get there late Thursday night, and I was gonna stay to that next Saturday after Thanksgiving. But not now. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, I ain't working for free."
This morning,
that's messed up. I wouldn't be working for free. Let me tell you something. During the government shutdown, you not showing up to work because you're not getting paid will be the dumbest thing you could do. Because once the government shutdown is over with, they will fire you. If I stop going to work, they will fire me. You still have to work, even if you're not getting paid, because you'll get back paid. So they're still paying you for your time. It's just once the budget and everything is allotted. So all those people talking about, oh, I wouldn't be going to work if they wasn't paying me. You would be the dumbest motherfucker ever. Because not only are you now missing the couple of checks that you're missing during the government shutdown, you don't have a fucking job when the shutdown is over with. So what are you doing? Because no one's hiring right now. What, you gonna go work at? You gonna leave the federal system and go be a seasonal worker at Target? What you gonna do? So you gonna fuck off the rest of your career because you didn't want to work without getting paid. So for all the people that say that, and I'm telling, like, that would be stupid. You're gonna fuck yourself over in the long run for this temporary hurt that we gotta go through. So yeah, you still have to work. Even though I'm not getting paid, I still gotta show up to work, or they will fire my black ass. So whenever you hear people talk about that, oh man, if it was me, your ass would be at work too. They gonna fire your ass if you ain't. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. TSA does have some delays.
Government shutdown causing air traffic delays across the country. Air traffic controller staffing issues leading to delays at a number of airports overnight, according to the FAA. From the East Coast, including Newark and Philadelphia, to Atlanta, to Chicago, to Dallas. During the government shutdown, air traffic controllers considered essential workers have been working without pay. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says some are working 6 days a week and 50-plus hours.
They're frustrated. They deserve to be treated better.
While some federal employees work without pay, many others put on unpaid leave. And now those impacts being felt throughout the government. The federal agency that oversees America's nuclear stockpile will furlough most of its staff today, with about 1,400 going on leave and fewer than 400 remaining to guard the stockpile, an Energy Department spokesperson telling CNN. While in Washington, there's still no end in sight to the partisan stalemate. Many Democrats calling for the president to be more involved.
He's not taking it seriously. We will get out of this shutdown within a matter of days or hours once the president engages.
Democrats have been holding out for a deal on health care, specifically extending subsidies for plans offered under the Affordable Care Act. President Trump and Republicans are opposed to that.
We're not going to destroy our health care for the Democrats.
The House not even in session as the two parties battle.
I refuse to allow us to come back and engage in anything until the government's reopened, when the Democrats do the right thing for the people.
And as you saw, Democrats continue to insist that President Trump is the key to unlocking a breakthrough on the shutdown, but he is showing no signs of getting directly involved. In fact, he's invited Republican senators to the White House tomorrow night to thank them for holding the line and for ushering through his administration appointments.
Now, with all this going on, I seen Torian. What up, Torian?
Craig?
With all these delays going on, that does bring me to
This morning, crisis averted at the world's busiest airport. The family of Billy Joe Cagle called police to report.
that brings me to a gentleman brought a chopper to the airport with the intent to light that motherfucker up. Now they did capture this man, and we have it. I don't know why it's blurry like this. Give me a second.
He was armed, live streaming on social media, and headed to the Atlanta airport. Surveillance video shows Cagle walking around a crowded terminal where he is confronted by officers. Police say he was not armed when they found him, but they did find an AR-15 with 27 rounds of ammunition inside his truck, which was parked just outside. CNN's Isabel Rosales has details.
This started at 9:29 in the morning, where
It's just so
Billy
damn blurry. Give me a second. Um, Give me a second. It's blurry as hell. I don't know why it was. I thought I had the good one. Of course, now it wants to go slow as hell once we get here.
This morning, crisis averted at the world's busiest airport. The family of Billy Joe Cagle called police to report he was armed, live streaming on social media, and headed to the Atlanta airport. Surveillance video shows Cagle walking around a crowded terminal where he is confronted by officers. Police say he was not armed when they found him, but they did find an AR-15 with 27 rounds of ammunition inside his truck, which was parked just outside. CNN's Isabel Rosales has details.
This started at 9:29 in the morning, where Billy Cagle, he's on video arriving there at the South Terminal. 2 minutes later, he leaves his car outside and then goes inside of the airport. The police chief here in Atlanta saying that he was very interested in the TSA check-in area that was heavily crowded with travelers. Now, by 9:40 a.m., this is when Cartersville Police Department, an hour north of Atlanta, alerts APD that there's a potential threat because they were hearing from the family of the suspect that he was on social media streaming, that he was armed, that he was headed to the airport to, quote, shoot it up. Cartersville police saying that he had, quote, intention to inflict harm to as many people as he could. Now, by 9:54, he was arrested there on the ground, not armed. This would have been 15 minutes since that first call came in to APD.
All right, with us now, CNN senior national security analyst Julia Kayyem. Julia, good to see you this morning. What went right here?
The family went right. We are consistently urging family members, community members to notify police when they have suspicions, when they see, in this case, this sort of performative live streaming of potential violence. Too often, family members either think they can handle it themselves or sort of deny it in their own minds. And so the family basically stopped what looked like, from all details, was going to be an attempted mass shooting at the country's largest airport.
Yeah, it's impossible to know what would have happened had the family not called. But can you decipher anything about how deep he actually got into the airport, where he's walking around live streaming?
Man, it looked like he just in the check-in area, but they said he went over to the TSA lines. I haven't been to Atlanta airport in a while. How close are the TSA lines to where you check in? Is it upstairs, or is it all on the same floor? You got to go down to one end. Like I said, I haven't been in Atlanta since 2013. So
Streaming with his phone there, what maybe red flags that should have raised independent of the family calling?
Yes, well, I mean, the first is, of course, the way he parked his car outside of what's presumably the departure area. It's angled. It's a truck in.
So this is how he parked. So he just pulled up. Oh yeah, as soon as we seen him pull up like this, you supposed to be on his ass. Any in the flatbed truck. Yeah, as soon as he got out, it's supposed to be guns drawn on his ass. Any other time I'm going to the airport, hey, you can't park here. Let's go. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. This nigga done parked the whole truck sideways. Oh yeah, as soon as he would have came out, it would have been guns drawn. This ain't even the type of truck you bring to the airport. If you do, you take that around to the planes, to the cargo side. You don't just pull this truck up front.
In terms of could it be carrying explosives, airports really do generally have a way to identify those and then to move them, because I'm not even thinking.
Yeah, look. Because I wouldn't say they brought the vehicle up here. He just parked like this and went inside. So I guess this is the drop off, because we see vehicles with the trunks open. So this is the drop off. I guess he parked sideways and people were thinking he probably was just going inside, but yeah, where's the any other time? Hey, keep it moving. Where's that person at? It shouldn't have took somebody on live stream to say this. The dude that's supposed to be walking up and down the street, or he probably seen some shit, was scared as hell and was like, man, fuck that. I'll let the police deal with that. But yeah, whoever's out there that's supposed to be keeping traffic moving is supposed to be like, hey, sir, you can't park that truck like that. You gotta get that raggedy shit up out of here. I'm just glad nothing happened though.
About the gun in the car. The second is he's looking at soft areas at an airport, and there's always going to be soft, more exposed areas of an airport as you go to the hardened part, which is of course the TSA line. That area is going to be the most congested because people are going from free flow to secure flow, and there's always going to be a buildup, and that's always been a worry. You saw police are constantly there. But it wouldn't have taken much for him to go in, check it out, see where he maybe wanted to do something, get the gun, which is probably a 1 minute walk away. And so, I think Atlanta airport police are going to have to assess, in particular, that sort of 10-minute lag when the car's there and he's in the airport.
Yeah. Look.
Since this is federal, this should automatically be 10 years, man. Bringing a weapon to the airport, even if I don't believe all of that. Oh, I forgot my weapon in my bag. It ain't. If you bring a weapon to an airport, it should automatically be 10 years. I know it's harsh, but come on, man. This is a crowded public place, man. Bringing a weapon that isn't safely locked up and secured should be automatic 10 years. If you take a weapon to the airport, that shit should be 10 years. If you online talking about you gonna go shoot up an airport and you get caught, that should be 10 years, man. You need to start making examples out of everybody. In a permanent no-fly list. When you get out, permanent, no flying ever again. Hell, we might not even let your ass on the buses. If the bus goes across state lines, you can't get on the bus either.
Look, I don't know exactly where it was situated at the Atlanta airport, which I've been in quite frequently, but generally speaking, you can't park a car like that, anywhere near the drop-offs or pickups and then walk away. And at a lot of airports you're at, they'll stop you the minute you try something like that.
Well, I just say, where's that person at? But then again, it is the government shutdown. They might only have one person or two people walking the whole pickup drop-off. It might not even be police officers at this point. It might just be two regular baggage handlers that are walking up and down here telling people. We don't know. They understaffed. And I put a video in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, it's pinned in the chat. But I put a video in there of Atlanta and how backed up it was in TSA. So it was basically the perfect storm. There's less security there. People aren't showing up. TSA agents aren't there. We heard air traffic controllers. They aren't showing up to work. They're working 6 days, 50 plus hours. Now I know that check, when they get that back pay check, I ain't gonna lie, that mug gonna be lovely. You're gonna be sitting around 20 bands with all that overtime they getting. But yeah, man. Fortunately, nobody was hurt here. The airports, they're all backed up, and it's gonna be like that for a while. We already seen delays throughout this whole year. The FAA, they haven't been doing a great job. We seen in the beginning of the year, we were hearing about all those almost collisions. We've seen a couple of collisions. Yeah, man. Fucking Donald Trump, man. He gutted all of this shit, and this is where we are today. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. And y'all be safe traveling, man. You know, arrive on time, man. Get to your gate on time. Well, they said he was on live. So the family called. They said he was on live. He probably just talking. Ooh, man, I wanna go up here and do this. He wasn't gonna do shit, man. Scary ass. If he was really gonna do it, he would have did it. He was trying to build up that courage. He was looking for a comment in the chat to say, man, do that shit. That's what he was looking for, because he wasn't gonna do it. I told you, a lot of these fuckers, they talk that shit online. They ain't gonna do nothing in real life. Not saying underestimate them, but for the most part, they ain't gonna do nothing. All right, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me see something. All right.